So apparently Prime Video are now shopping at Spirit Halloween. Wes, hi everybody, and welcome to another video. Well, first and originally, my dear friends, this video was supposed to be a reaction, solely and only a reaction to this tweet posted by Fellowship of Fans, the prime and chief fans of The Rings of Power, and they shared pictures of the new actor playing Adar, Amazon's original character, who is really a big nothing burger, and at this point of time, a year later, I can't even remember what his role really was in that show, and I don't really care. I really don't want to remember. So I wanted to say something which I will get to later, and then I saw this. And I went like, shit. What the hell? Is Prime Video now shopping at Spirit Halloween? Now, mind you, remember, and should you wish to know anything that I have to say about either bad adaptations, not adaptations, rip-offs and knockoffs, insults to Professor Tolkien such as The Rings of Power, or on the other hand, Professor Tolkien, his lore and books, my own creations, my own books, the alliterative verse, go to my channel. I've got over 900 videos on these things. I'm sure if you have a question that I, according to you, should elaborate upon, do go there, use the search button, search for the video. If you don't find it, you can come back and ask me. Now, mind you, ranging from The Rings of Power, this shite show, to the actually good things, like things that Professor Tolkien wrote. Not only his fantasy stories, his fiction, but also his academic work. To my own poetry that I publish in the Czech Republic and Slovakia every year. But to the matter of hand, this looks absolutely horrendous. And do you remember when I was covering The Rings of Power like a year ago? And I said, right, so, well, the orcs, basically the only thing that looks decent. That looks, the masks really looked good. Well, now I can't even say that. Because the orc at the right really looks as it was a mask, a latex mask bought at Spirit Halloween, for those of you in the United States of America. Here in Europe, well, we have our own, costume shops, but really, around Halloween, you can go to Tesco's, and you can get these cheapy-looking things at Tesco. So, yeah, I mean, they have fallen even more than we have anticipated, and we have anticipated a lot. Well, now, to the tweet of the Fellowship of Fans. Thoughts? My thoughts are these. When I saw this, I went like, this looks like kind of a dark elf. The one on the right looks more like a dark elf from a very different fantasy than anything that Tolkien would write. And I went like, all right then, so if I saw this picture, or for that matter, this picture, I would go like, and if I didn't know that it was The Rings of Power Season 2, which is an absolute nothing burger, and has nothing to do with what Tolkien wrote, as I have said many times before. But yet, they are capitalizing on the name of Professor Tolkien. So if they didn't try to use the name The Lord of the Rings there, because the name is there, and The Rings of Power is only a subtitle of the name. If I didn't know that, if I just saw this and thought there was something entirely new, I'd be like, it looks like shit, but I'll check it out. It might actually be fun. So my thoughts are these. Why not, I don't know, if I have a huge company like Amazon, if there is a part of that huge company, Amazon, which, makes movies and TV shows, Prime Video, if I have this, if I had a tremendously big, huge budget, if I have the ability and the opportunity and the chance to make a fantasy TV show, why don't I take this character And why don't I make a TV show about a rogue anti-hero dark elf and his adventures? Now, yeah, this very short premise sounds like many fantasy stories that you have ever read and seen. It could be inspired, of course, by many things. It could take inspiration from Tolkien. It could take inspiration from the Legend of Drizzt, kind of, because, well, really, there's no real difference. I mean, similarity. There's no real similarity between Adar here and Drizzt Do'Urden, the drow dark elf. But still, you can take, bits and pieces here and there, such as every single author takes from his predecessors. You can take, inspiration from other fantasy, like Elric of Melniboné. You can take inspiration from other D&D, not just Drizzt. You can take inspiration from Warhammer fantasy. You can take inspiration from myths and legends, Norse myths, which are very rich with, other elvish characters. And hire some good writers, hire some good directors, and try to come up with a new story, maybe, just let new creators, talented writers and screenwriters express themselves artistically and try to come up with something intriguing, something grasping, something new and fresh that will, attract the attention of the audience for a considerable length of time. And it being new, and if it was new, if it was fresh, but at the same time, if it was of a high quality, it would stick in people's minds in a positive way. And people would come back. People would rewatch it again and again. And if it was successful, you could potentially make season 2. And that would result in merchandise that you could make. You could generate merchandise. Action figures and statues. People buy these things a lot these days. T-shirts, mugs, keychains, anything really. And that would mean success for this huge company. There would be people who wouldn't like it, of course, because, not everybody can like everything. But most certainly there wouldn't be 99% of all people watching this show laughing at it, how horrible it looks, and how horribly it is done. As far as, the filmography goes, the cinematography, the overall production, the writing, the adaptation aspect, like anything really. So this is, as the Fellowship of Fans asked, these are my thoughts. And I would like to ask you, what are your thoughts, my dear friends? Let me know in the comments down below. And that'll be all. Thank you very much for watching. And I'm Maria.